No way I don't catch that fish. He's over there. I see his wake. Yeah. Or is that that's the bluegill that he was chasing? Dang. How does that not result in a fish? Fish was actively chasing in a feeding mood. Reverse. All right, objective 1. Chase the shade.
Chase the shade.
That's all we are, a bunch of shade chasers. Well, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to TRF. Me and Mr. T-Mon and Taylor Marcel are out here, hopefully gonna catch some fish. I apologize for the very hazy background you see. My sensor on my camera is fogged up right now because it's humid. It is hot summer conditions, but we're gonna hopefully catch some fish today. Who knows how many it'll be before we start absolutely sweating our you-know-what's off, and so we gotta, you know, head inside. Texas heat is no joke, but we're gonna kind of walk through my average Texas summertime day from starting off Topwater to mid-depth to then probably looking at my screen a little bit. But the first thing I'm doing, which I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, is that I am chasing the shade. And what that means is that when the bass are in a, you know, topwatery mood, summertime, fall, you're gonna have a better bite on average around shady areas. That's why overcast days are so good for topwater in the warmer months, because the bass are more active. They are moving around. They don't have to be as constrained around cover when you have cloud cover and low light. But right now, I mean, you're gonna be able to see my chest mount angle here. There's not a cloud in the sky. So we have probably another half hour of shade left on this bank here before the sun gets too high. So we are fishing the most shade we can with Topwater while we still can. And I've got the Mach poppin' frog today, giving it some roll casts around these shallow cattails. They may be in the cattails, they may be in the lily pads a little bit deeper. We're just gonna have to kind of fish around to find out. Fish around to find out, as they say. What a cast. Come on now. I knew it. I knew it. Gosh, he is running so fast at me. Hey, you know what? It's not always that when you say, what a cast, it results in a bass. But this one did.
That's fun.
Look at this. Look at that. And this bass is hot. And I don't mean attractive, I mean temperature-wise. Pretty though, super gorgeous. Good colors. Mach frog, side of the mouth wasn't coming off. I don't know, 2 pounds, maybe 2 1/4. 2 1/4, good healthy bass. Sometimes in that post-spawn, early summer, they are skinny as can be. That one was good healthy quality. So, first good cast around some shallow reeds. I say first good cast. That was my first like pristine cast that was far enough away from the boat and was right in the middle of several different pockets here. It wasn't just straight down the flat. It was a little, you know, indentation in the cattails is where a fish was. Just like everything in bass fishing, if you can find the differences between little sections, the inconsistencies in grass, or there's a whole bunch of laydowns and there's a big old clump of them, or an open area with an edge on each side. Just the bass like to sit on inconsistencies. So if you take nothing away from this video, if you exit right now, take that away. Your local pond and your local lake. Again, a lot of these tips apply to pond guys and kayak guys as well. Just because I'm in a bass boat doesn't mean you have to be in a bass boat to apply these things. My trolling motor, there we go. Oh, I love a good topwater bite. Do you love a good topwater bite?
I love a good
He loves a good topwater bite. Taylor's flipping. He told me if I'm gonna frog, he's gonna flip. That's what good fishing partners do, is they try different things until they really figure out what's working. And Taylor told me yesterday he wanted to flip grass. And I said, your wish is my command. Oh. Thanks, 360. Those frogs.
Yeah.
Y'all can hear them. The bullfrogs are out. Now, one thing Taylor just said as he's flipping out here in the middle is he realized how deep it was, because of course it took his bait a while to fall to the bottom. And that's one thing I want to talk about. I'm going to make a full-length video on this, but when you see vegetation, specifically lily pads, cattails, hydrilla, whatever you got in your body of water, it's not all the same. It doesn't have the same bottom composition, doesn't have the same depth all the time. You think this would be frog fishing heaven. I mean, you could catch them out there, but it's like 7 feet. These pads are reaching all the way from the bottom to 7 feet. It's a long, long stalk. So you really got to put time on your bodies of water to figure out what areas are actually good for what they look like they're good for. So just because an area looks froggy, or it looks like it'd be good for a topwater or crankbait or whatever, not always the case. And I say that vegetation most of the time is what I'm talking about. A patch of cattails might look amazing to flip a jig on. Well, it may be half a foot deep there and it's just a little bit too shallow. So that's where experience on bodies of water comes into play. The more experience you have, the quicker you can select your lures. And like on this body of water, I know it's a little too deep out there to throw a frog, so I'm gonna let Taylor flip that area while I frog a little shallower. Yeah. Oh, he missed it. He totally missed it. I was looking the other direction and that fish hit, so I'm gonna reel in, give it another cast, work it nice and slow. He's still there. He totally missed it. Fish didn't want it again. It is just so thick up here. I mean, you've got a mixture of dead cattails, live cattails, pads, hydrilla, whatever, American pondweed. I mean, you got everything mixed together up here. I feel like we need to find some stuff that's slightly less choked out with weeds, but the bummer is, if we're chasing shade, we don't really have much of that left. Like I think more of the sparse stuff is on that side, and that whole area of the lake is already bright sun. And again, am I limiting my chances or my locations? Yes. But I'm just doing that based on what I've learned from years and years and years of doing this. And that is that the fish just tend to not continue to bite once the sun hits them until the sun is really high. And then they set up well again. And you can usually slide off the bank a little bit and catch them. But man, that topwater bite, you gotta chase the shade. Ooh. He's chasing a bluegill right there. I'm about to catch this fish. No way. No way I don't catch that fish. He's over there. I see his wake. Yeah. Or is that's the bluegill that he was chasing. Dang. How does that not result in a fish? Fish was actively chasing in a feeding mood. Oh, that dude was coming at me. So I mean, like I couldn't even keep up with him. And then my braid wrapped around my tip. Dude, that was one of the sickest bites I've had in a long time. That thing sharkitoed it. Just went boosh. That was like a 3-pounder at least. Topwater frog, you're not gonna catch them all. Oh gosh, that gets me fired up. Come on, gotta land those fish. Get in there. Go. Taylor's gotta catch a fish. There we go. There we go. Feel the thump. Feel the thump. Follow-up bait. Oh, and he had him. Follow-up to the follow-up. And guess what, folks? I've made a video about this topic. The fact that a follow-up bait by a soft plastic can be a very useful thing for you as a topwater fisherman. And Taylor's gonna prove that in 4, 3, 2, 1. 1.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. A little bit deep there. Yes! Oh, it's not even a bass. Sick. Let's go, baby. Full on reddier or warmouth. That's bluegill. Yes. Yeah. Never give up, baby. All right. I knew that bite sounded a little too like hollow to be a bass. Yeah. Bet y'all didn't think on TRF you're gonna get some multi-species action, huh? No, probably not. Next, I'm gonna catch a walleye on a frog here in the pads. I genuinely wonder if any of you watching this video have caught a walleye on topwater. Have you caught a walleye on topwater? I have not. I've never heard of anybody catching a walleye on topwater. So if you have, let me know, because I don't think they bite topwater. Yes, sir. Are you bigger? No, he's not. But he's a fun one on the frog, baby. Yes. You know what? The reason why I think he felt bigger is because he's a long fish. But this is kind of what I was talking about with that skinny summertime deal. I mean, that fish weighs less than the first one I caught, but he's longer. Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. You just gonna frog?
I'm gonna frog.
Just frog until I see or until I miss one, and then pick up the flipper, and I'll push this out a little more so you can throw the bank. because I'm a nice friend. I'm gonna let Taylor catch one. That was not smart. Could have hurt myself. Yeah, frogs are making noise this morning. This is one of those situations where a frog might actually be a frog. It's getting hot. This point or that point?
One of those two. Yep, that one. That was the big one.
Yeah, flip in there. It's just a little too thick for me to. Well, you missed. Yes, sir.
Finally.
Yes, sir. Uh-oh.
I think he's off.
You think he's off? I mean, you gave him the business. Gosh, dang it.
Shoot.
All right. I think you need big braid for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if even 20-pound fluoros is enough. That right there, folks, is a prime example of when I talk about neat and heavy line and I get pushback. Man, I throw a 15-pound mono and I catch plenty of fish. You wouldn't catch that fish. And I'm not saying with braid you would have either, but the likelihood of landing it is much higher on a hard hook set, ripping it out immediately because that braid helps to rip through the vegetation. And even on 20-pound fluoro there, it's just not the right line or enough poundage. It's got some stretch to it. And all the fish need is just a little bit of leeway and they can throw that lure out of their mouth. And that's exactly what happened there. So Taylor's gonna switch to a braid rod or braid reel for flipping the rest of the stretch we have here in the shade. Understanding your gear and why you're throwing it is incredibly important to becoming a better bass angler. I know it seems like, you know, I have to buy another reel, I gotta buy another rod. You don't have to. But again, if you wanna become a better bass angler, it's gonna be beneficial to you to do so. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Did you go rage bug? Okay.
That fish over.
Oh, no way. Oh, holy cow.
Sorry, brother.
Dude, was that a first flip back in there?
That's the first flip.
Okay, and that right there, boys and girls, is why you throw heavy braid around this stuff. Taylor didn't even have to set the hook very hard, and he got him. Biggest fish of the day. What you think?
I think flipping is fun.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
All right. Yeah, he didn't set the hook at all there. Honestly, I didn't expect you to catch one there. You just flipped right next to the boat. We had just made a ruckus. That flies in the face of all the people that are like, you gotta be quiet to catch fish. My trolling motor was just blazing through these pads and the fish still ate right next to the boat. So are there situations where you gotta be quiet? Yes. You know, finessey smallmouth on a hair jig, whatever. I think you should always err on the side of being quiet than loud, but sometimes, man, them bass are still gonna bite. Well, man, I mean, like, I never would have caught that fish on a frog. So seeing that, I kind of want to flip now. If you get one more bite, okay, I'm gonna flip. Yay, Taylor finally caught fish. Oh, you know, that's the power of that VMC red line. It really just slides right on in there. Dude, if we had a harder edge, gosh, dang. I think he's on. Yeah, he's on. He ain't big though. No. You just gotta keep up pressure. Let him stay on there. There you go. Hey, actually, he's not that small. Goodness. Holy cow. Man, they are biting shallow today. And he is peeing, which I used to think meant they were spawning. I think they pee all year. Just like humans, bass can pee too. And that's a gorgeous one. That's probably pushing 3. Heck yeah. He looked so much smaller when he bit. But in this slop, you never quite know. And they are eating a frog, boys and girls. Oh, you got him too?
I had one. Came off.
All right, they're in this area. Heck yeah. Found a little school of them. People think the bass only school up offshore. Not true. They'll school up shallow too. And you won't always find where there's one, there's more, but especially around grass, it's a lot more likely than many other shallow cover types. I would say wood. There's not really much schools around shallow wood, but shallow grass there is. So we're gonna kind of poke around here kind of slowly. There's like no spots for me to throw a frog anymore. It's way too thick. Look at that chest mount angle. We have now not just thick pads on the bottom, we have pads sticking up, and that makes roll casting and getting into the little openings near the cattail edge even harder. Oh baby.
Dang, is it still on there? I don't think so.
You got braid, you can rip mount.
I don't even think it's on there still. No, it's
oh, dang. I knew there'd be one on this point here. You know, dude, I want some wind so bad. My sunglasses are fogging up. It is so hot. Yeah, it's past frog time. We ain't got a whole lot of open water left, so I'm gonna also rig up what he's doing. Bad news for the bears. I mean, Bad news for the, what am I saying? Bad news for the, I was thinking bad news bears and it's a bad time to be a bass. That's what I was mixing up. Taylor caught one off camera as I was rigging my pole. So man, the flipping bite is going today. And you're not gonna hear me complain about that. Oh baby, Taylor's on our roll. Yay! He made it out of the slums. I was thinking we'd have to scope today. I'm not entirely sure about that. We can probably go flipping. I'm sure much to the delight of the anti-scopers out there. I felt him eat it on the way in there. That was cool. That's why you gotta, if you can, either flip with the right retrieve for your hand. People tell me I shouldn't switch hands. Well, guess what? I'm just as good with it. But if you're gonna flip, learn to flip with the correct hand on the rod. And that's why I felt that bite there, because my hand never left the rod and I could feel it moving. And I felt the bite as the bait was falling. So there's a +1 for learning how to flip with your other hand. I'm the world's first ambidextrous fisherman. Do you know that? No one else has ever done it like I can. No one can match my freak. Now, quick time for a flipping and pitching lesson. So if you got shallow grass like this, I say grass. It's a grassious type area. You have pads. I guess vegetation is the proper term. And you want to be flipping a bait like this, little creature bait here with a 1/2 ounce tungsten. You want to find, again, same thing as a frog, the inconsistency. So on this whole stretch right here, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 openings and 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So like my mind quickly scans this area, actually 5 points up there if you're counting the main point. It quickly scans that area, and if I'm only gonna make 10 flips, again, I could make 50 flips down this thing. I'm gonna make it on those key pieces of cover that I see. So I'm gonna first go this, well, not a good cast. That one over there, little point. Yep, I told you. No! Dang it! He was there. It's just, it's really, really thick stuff. But as Taylor said, it's almost like I've done this before. And I say that with all humility, but I know what I'm talking about. And they are eating it today the second it falls through the mat. So, not that I'm not gonna hop it a few times, but I'm not gonna expect the bite to come then. All right, there's a little hole, flip it in, hop 1, 2, nothing. So next I'm gonna go to the point right here, nothing. The next point right there, nothing. I'm gonna go in that little back pocket. I kind of landed it, yep, got it. Pocket right there. Again, quickly switch hands. I'm more accurate flipping with my right hand, so if I can do it and quickly switch, I'll do that every time. All right, nothing there. And then let's see if we can get a good long flip to the point. Way over there. Ooh, landed on the pad, didn't quite slip through. So we'll have to get the trolling motor and head over there, but that's just kind of what you want to do. And that can also apply when you're fishing off. So if you're gonna be flipping a big grass mat, you wanna look for the holes in the areas you can tell the grass has kind of folded over itself and it's a little bit thicker. You wanna find inconsistencies, or else you're gonna be flipping just monotonous stuff all day that, you know, you might get a bite here or there, but we want to be efficient here on this channel as bass anglers, and that's what I teach. It's also so hot. I also got to teach to wear sunscreen, but I'm already sweaty and it's not going to stick. Oh, no way. Get him out of there.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, man. All right, so there were fish back there.
Yeah, multiple.
Oh, gosh, I think he got me pinned too. Yeah, he got off. Dang it. Man, these fish are just like in there. So if you're having trouble getting fish out of thick stuff, don't be discouraged, because we are too. It ain't easy.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, get him. Yes, sir. Oh,
dang, dude.
Yeah. Who cares about like stinking noise?
Yeah.
I am on power, 19 out of 20 on the move, right next to this thing, and Taylor flips in there. Didn't even know you had to fish.
Little one.
Yeah. So don't be a stickler about being quiet.
We're loud and we're proud.
Yeah, we're loud and proud. It's June, baby. Run, run, Rudolph, burning the freeway down. Rudolph can't match my freak. No. S-L-A-Y. Sleigh ride. He's scoping. What a cheater. Yeah, we're real bass fishing, man. Rawr. No respect left for the game. At least we're out here finding fish like a man. You know?
Our brains.
Yeah, we're using our skills. Y'all, we flipped about 75 yards of this, which probably isn't a big enough sample size. We're gonna keep going for another 100, but I really think even though we have shade and good depth here, the majority of the fish have moved offshore at this point. We just saw a guy scope one. I just want to catch him doing this. This is way more fun.
So they just go offshore rather than pushing way back in.
They may push back in there. I just feel like we'd get a bite of some kind on the edge, letting us know they're still around. Yeah, we might need a big boy, 1 ounce weight.
It's deep back there.
Mm-hmm. It's got enough water for them to slide back for sure. Oh my goodness, can't believe we can't get another bite. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, baby. Now this is not a bluegill. This here is, I believe, a warmouth. I don't know. Somebody in the comments, let me know what that is. Maybe it is a bluegill. Either way, he ate a full-size rage bug. What a beast.
What a...
That dude's got some cojones. Like, dude, I feel like it's kind of just junk they've got to be under. So there's an industry for that. If you could, oh yes, sir. Get in here. Oh, shoot. Once again, couldn't really get a hook set on him because I was out of position and just kind of had to lean into him. So there are still a few up here. Are they gagged up? No, I don't think so. But that was under the thickest area I could possibly go. So that's one of the things you can do is you can increase your weight size to get into the really thick stuff. So we were kind of able on a 1/2 ounce weight to get into just the outside edges and, you know, a little bit of laid over grass. But now I'm having to flip higher with some velocity down to get a 1/2 ounce weight through this stuff. And I mean, every 3 flips, I'm not actually getting through. I've got to make another flip, like right there. I didn't actually get through the stuff. So I've got to flip again, even higher. I dropped, good. And now I'm gonna hop it a few times. Had to do that a little higher flip to get in that mat. And that's how I caught that fish. So if we had all day, we'd find the deepest stretches, we'd find the juiciest stuff, and I would get us a heavier weight, but we're almost out of here. Yes, sir. Gosh dang it. I mean, my hook is sharp. I'm not able to get, yeah, a true hook set into these fish, and that one was tiny anyways. Okay, so we've proven they're on. You know what? I'm gonna put a bigger weight on. I keep talking about it. I gotta be about it. Gonna go from a 1/2 ounce to a 1 ounce. First flip in there with a 1 ounce. Oh, didn't even get through. Second flip in there. Didn't get, wow, it is thick. There we go. Takes kind of one hop and it got through. And the child. Oh, here we go. Told you. Yeah. Told you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get in here. Get in here. Oh my gosh. Don't eat flip-flops. Look at that chunker. Look at that absolute donk. Gosh, this is fun. I told you. What did I tell you, or did I tell you they'd be up there? I had to put a heavier weight on, and he ate that rage bug. It's gone. Gonzola. Heck yeah. My goodness. What a fish. What a dang fish. And here's how, I mean, if they eat it and you get the proper chance to hook set them, top of the mouth, not coming off, I don't know, 3 3/4, almost 4 pounder, just like the healthiest thing you can possibly have. Doesn't look like your average early summer bass, but so gorgeous. Heck yeah. Thank you, buddy. Well, man, this has been a fun episode. It's a Saturday, and I don't usually fish on Saturdays, so we got to head in. I've got a little housewarming party for our neighbors that just moved in, so me, Hannah, and Brooks are going to go have a good time. Taylor, did you have a good time? He had a good time. I had a good time. Oh, there we go. Fist bump. Hey, if you enjoyed this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want to see, I believe I've done flipping and pitching in kind of cattails and grass masterclass, and I'll also leave my best grass fishing lures up here in these 2 corners. I will have the tackle I use down in the video description, from the size, weight, the exact brand of weight I use, a whole lot less important than the hook and the line and the rod. Anything from like a 7.3 to a 7.6 is great for this technique. Any shorter and you're really handicapping yourself. So I will leave my favorite combos, budget and expensive, down below. It is a pleasure to make these videos for you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed. We'll see you next time right here on TRF.